Hey everybody. All right, I thought I would introduce kind of the next technique that we will be working on inside the IAQ. It is going to be all about machine quilting. Whether you are a new beginner, experienced beginner, we of course want everybody's feedback, everybody's questions, and everybody's help inside the community. So please share inside there when you get stuck, when you have questions, or when somebody else does and you have the answer, please share it. With that said, I'm going to go over a couple things, mostly just what the layout of this series is all about. So we are going to be talking about machine quilting, and this is not long arm machine quilting. So don't worry, I know there's a few of you that do have long arm machines, and that's great, and you can chime in and help us, but we are going to be talking about how to use your standard sewing machine for machine quilting. So the layout is we are going to be covering this over 3 months. I'm not sure if we're going to hit the 4th month or it's going to be Q&A because it hits in December. It's a little tricky. But we do have time to cover quite a bit during these 3 months. So the first month is going to be all about getting your quilts ready, sandwiching them, using pins, spray basting, the pool noodle style of rolling up and laying things out, getting your backing sized correctly, seams, and batting. So it's kind of like just building up and making sure that you have a good foundation before you start on the machine itself. I highly recommend not choosing a king size quilt to learn machine quilting on. You will be more than frustrated if you do. It is heavy, things are big, and so keep your project that you're going to be practicing machine quilting on small. And you don't want it like a 6x6 because that's tiny. So you want something around 20 to 30 inches maybe. It might have to roll under your machine a little bit, but it's not so heavy that you can't figure out how to maneuver it and understand kind of the process of it. So the first month is all about sandwiching, all about your supplies and getting your quilts and your backing and your batting ready. The second month, we will be going over using your walking foot. This is a special walking foot. I'm gonna look and see if I've got one real quick. Special walking foot just for your machine. I don't have one handy. It's really big. It's kind of clunky, and when you put it on, it makes a little bit of noise. But what this does is feed the top fabric at the same route that the feed dogs is feeding in. So they work together, and that allows you to not get bunches and puckers and problems like that when you use your machine for machine quilting. So the second month is all about using your walking foot. We'll talk about spacing, guides, lines, grid work, that kind of stuff. The third month is going to be all about using your quilting foot. So this is usually like a circle, it's open, can be clear, it can look like a bowl. So just depending on the machine that you have, we'll be talking about the quilting foot for that. And with that goes along with the free motion quilting. So a lot of meander or possibly, you know, straight lines, but it will be free motion. So you are going to be actually moving the fabric, which is a little bit different than the feed dogs moving the fabric. So using the feed dogs and the quilting foot on your machine allows you to do a lot of grid work and straight lines, and it's great for doing quilt, stitch in the ditch, and that kind of stuff. The third month, when we cover the walking foot, or not the walking foot, but the open machine quilting, that is all about doing all kinds of fun designs. Typically the meander is what the fallback is, or a loop design or curls. And so we will be talking about that and what the feed dogs, your speed, things like that. So that is the 3-month layout for this fun technique series, all about sewing, using your sewing machine for machine quilting. I'm super excited about this because there's been a lot of questions, a lot of interest in this, and we've got a lot of people in here who have awesome and incredible experience with machine quilting. So I'm excited for the community to get and gather all of that information and try it out on a fun project. We will, of course, give you a project at the beginning. It will be small and doable that you can put together fairly quickly so you are prepped and ready to go by the time we start the lesson. And then we will move and practice our walking foot somewhere on this quilt, and then we will move out and practice our machine quilting, which is free motion quilting. So it's going to be a lot of fun. I hope you enjoy it and participate, and I look forward to everybody sharing their progress, what they've learned, possibly what not to do so other people don't make the same mistakes. But I cannot wait to see your finished projects in the group as we move along in this technique. As with anything else, if you have any kind of questions or hints, tips on getting us started, please drop them in the community. We are grateful. I am grateful for everybody who chimes in and helps out with what is happening in there as well. So that is it. So check out the materials list, check out the project we're going to be working on, and it's time to get started on machine quilting.